So we can admit it, online dating has become mainstream. It's just as common a way to meet someone as walking your dog, sitting at a cafe, or going to a gig.
However, people are getting much more specific about what they want in their perfect partner, whether it's meeting other vegetarians, fellow tattoo enthusiasts, or animal lovers. Any dating website hoping to make an impact now needs to have a USP, a twist, or a niche.
It's online dating 2.0, and we've got representatives in the studio from two of the biggest dating sites out there. We've got Mickey Haynes-Sanger from BeautifulPeople.com, which only accepts users that are considered beautiful and has turned down over 5.5 million people since its launch in 2002, with an average acceptance rate of 1 in every 7 people.
And we've got Matt James from doingsomething.co.uk, founded on the principle that dates are more interesting when you're doing something, such as dressing up as cockroaches and exploring the Science Museum. So Mickey, how does BeautifulPeople.com work and why was it started?
It was started because people were tiring of meeting unattractive profiles that they were finding on other dating sites. And so the founder had the idea to create a community where you got voted in based on your looks. And so it's very democratic. Other members of the opposite sex vote you in. You don't have to try and join. But people do tend to try and join once they've tried other ways to meet people. And they go on that date and they have that horrible, disheartening moment of seeing that person arrive and just think, you look nothing like your profile picture. You're really unattractive and I'm wasting my time because, you know, time is so important to us all.
Sounds like my old MySpace encounters.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've actually got a provocative video that we'd love to see.
Okay.
Sneak peek, here it comes.
I thought this party was supposed to be good. He is so beautiful.
What a douche. You couldn't pay me to sleep with that shallow specimen.
He looks like he just stepped out of a Shakespearean sonnet, written by Stephen Hawking.
So what's the story with that?
Well, that film was made in response to the site's critics. It has got many critics who find it un-PC. But the point is, the site is just being honest and open about how its members want to meet someone who's attractive. And the critics, they say, you know, well, you've got ugly souls, all of you lot. You're forgetting the fact that there are wonderful people out there who won't get through to the site, but they've got good hearts. But that isn't the point of it, you know.
Talking about that, you rejected my lovely co-presenter,
Did you?
Ian.
Yeah, I actually did sign up.
Did you?
I was shunned by your beautiful people.
Okay, now, if you took a photograph in bad light in the office or with your camera phone,
It's a pretty good one.
it doesn't do well. Really? Was it a professional shot?
It was. I'd say so. I think my sister did it. It was
Pretty
a
professional.
Christmas time snap.
No, I mean, the site now, people really want, the members love seeing a lot of effort, professional photograph, well lit. Actually, if
So
you
that's
try
a must,
again.
isn't it, really, to
Yeah.
your site? Okay, Mickey, we're going to have to move on. So, Matt, tell us, what inspired you to do doingsomething.co.uk?
Well, it's personal experience, really. I was doing internet dating, which always makes me sound like I'm confessing to be an alcoholic. And I just was doing the same thing. It's the standard format, meeting people for drinks in bars. And I found it quite boring. Went on a date with this Danish girl, and she suggested flying a kite. And we didn't get married or fall in love, but just had a really good night. And I just thought, I think dating should just be a bit more like that, a bit lighter, less formal, just more based on experiences and just...
So boredom and formality essentially is the reason for changing like the classic dinner and a movie.
Yeah, I just think it's a really, you know, it's a really awkward way to get to know someone because you are strangers and you just end up interviewing each other. Whereas if you've got something to distract you, it could be something. It could be going on a Boris bike. It could be looking at some art.
Like those?
Anything really. Just and then also you've immediately got something in common. And there's less pressure. There's less focus on whether you actually are attracted to each other, and you just kind of. And then there's more chance you might be. I think actually.
Yeah, and so, Matt, how many success stories have you had?
Well, actually, we've only been going for 6 months or so, but our first marriage is imminent. So that's just about to happen. But we try and take the notion of success, you know, that's kind of like an old-fashioned dating idea. In the end, of course, it would be great if people did get married, but we're kind of broadening it out. For us, success is whether people just have a good time on the date, whether they...
So it sounds more like friendship that could lead to something and having a good time, doing something a little different.
Well, if you think about it on normal sites, if you don't fancy the person, it's just dead time. If you're doing something boring, whereas on our site, it doesn't matter if you fancy them or not. As long as you do something good, go to a gig, check out some new art, go for a stroll, kick some autumn leaves around. Doesn't matter. There's no expectation. You know, that's the good times already happened. So.
So, I mean, do you think that people these days are too nervous and they need an activity to meet people?
It's quite an old. I mean, it's quite an old-fashioned idea, really. Doing something is just put in a digital. It's like an analog idea, put in a digital space. So there's an old TV program which shows my age, which was Blind Date. And in Blind Date, when they put couples together, they didn't just get them to sit in the bar talking to each other. They gave them stuff.
Them away somewhere fantastic and amazing they wouldn't normally get to go to with a random stranger. Yeah.
They gave them stuff to do, and people, when they do stuff together, that's a really easy and nice way to get to know someone. It's a more natural way of getting to know someone. So, yeah.
Zing.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Thank you both for coming on it, and we wish you many happy couples.